Hi, I'm Ruth Angelina, and in this video, I'm gonna show you how this mom created a Spider-Man birthday cake for my little boy's 7th birthday party. So here I am again, working on another birthday cake for one of my boys. Logan is turning 7, and for his birthday, he wanted a Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse birthday party. But the cake always has to be special because that's my special gift and my special touch for my little boy. Well, not so little anymore. He's turning 7. The cake is red velvet and cannoli cream filling. Yes, cannoli cream filling with chocolate chips. I had this idea of doing red velvet because when you cut it open it's red, and just like Spider-Man. And of course, you can't go wrong with cannoli cream with little chocolate chips. So I know that the kids will love it. I know that Logan will love it. So that's what's inside. I've already covered, as you can see, my cake with blue fondant. This is gonna be the base. And this is actually a last minute thing because I wanted to possibly do it just buttercream, but then I decided that I wanted the look of like a fondant cake so that I can put some elements to the cake. So another element that I added to this cake was a black fondant cityscape to represent the city that Spider-Man saves the day, New York City, my favorite city, the city that I was born. So that's what I did. Now I'm gonna get ready to do another of the steps before I add all the toppings on top. What it's gonna look like, it's gonna look a little bit of like that candy, messy cake on top, but I wanna add spider web because Spider-Man shoots spider webs. You have to have spider webs in the cake. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna take some royal icing and do a spider web along this part of the cake in kind of like a triangle shape. And then I'll add all the toppings to the cake. I've also created a couple of other things and I'll show you how I did that in a second before I'm gonna get started and do the spider web. So here's a close-up of the cityscape. It's just basically, again, fondant that I cut using an X-Acto knife and this little rolling thing. So that's pretty much it. And now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna kind of figure out where I want this web to be. So I kind of want it to be coming out from the middle and spreading along the sides and like taking over most of this cake. So that's probably like, I would say like 1/3 of the cake. I don't know, we'll see. So I'm kind of trying to eyeball it first. Oops, some cake filling in there. Figure out how I'm gonna do it. So I have my royal icing here, and this is a number 5 tip. So this is what the main, I guess, arteries of the web are. And now I changed the tip to a number 2. And I'm just going to go, actually, before I do that, I think I'm gonna start from the bottom and up, because these are the main ones that I really wanna be predominant on the web. And if you see somebody in the video, my little one is, you know, entertaining himself eating some candy. So another project that I'm working on to possibly put on top of the cake is cookies in the shapes of each of the Spider-Verse Spider-Mans, because there's a couple of different ones. So I found these pictures on Pinterest to help me kind of figure out how I'm gonna make these cookies. These are the Spider-Verse characters. It's like masks. You can get them on Etsy. But I wanted to kind of use this form to kind of create my cookie pops. So what I did is that I found my cookie cutter that's in the shape of an egg, but I flipped it around and it makes kind of like the perfect shape for the Spider-Man. And this was my base. Now, of course, there's a Spider Pig and there's a Spider-Man that's kind of like a black and white wearing a hat. So I still used the same shape, but I made a little stencil that has a hat for it. Now for Spider Pig, it was a little bit more different. As you can see, Spider Pig. And I used the size of the egg shape, but I went a little bit more out, and then I kind of just free-formed it from pictures that I've seen of Spider Pig. And for the girl, I used the same egg shape, but instead of flipping it, I used it the correct way for the egg, and then I just cut out little pieces over here because she has a narrow face and then kind of like a hoodie. So we'll cover it up and do all that little creativity and details for that. Now, instead of using royal icing for this, I decided to use fondant to create my cookies, and a little bit of royal icing just as the glue for the fondant. I have red, white, gray, black, and blue. So this is how I made my sugar cookie pops. It's just a basic sugar cookie dough, and I just cut out the shapes that I needed, like I said, using the egg shape cutter. But what I do before baking it is that I take another little thin layer of that sugar cookie dough and I roll it out thinly. I put the straw and I bend the straw a little bit to flatten it out, and then I put the straw, it's sandwiched in between the two pieces of sugar cookie, as you can see, the sugar cookie dough, and then it kind of adheres to it and it won't come out. So this is how I get the sugar cookies pops. So I'll show you. This is one Spider-Man. This will be the red one. Spider Pig. And this is the girl. This is the one with the hat. I already started with the black fondant on it because I wanted to test it out. And then this is the black Spider-Man. So this is basically what you'll need. Now this is a little bit better because my husband is behind the camera and is helping me out now. So all I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna be making this red Spider-Man cookie. So I'm gonna roll it out and say hi, Dylan. I'm just gonna use the same cookie cutter that I used to cut the cookie. And mind you, I played with it a little bit, so you kind of have to like shape it out a little bit. So. Okay.
What is the best Spider-Man?
So a little bit of the royal icing. You don't need much. And royal icing is basically water and powdered sugar. Now for the eyes, I'm just eyeballing it. It's like Play-Doh.
It's not, it's a
Is that too
Play-Doh.
big? Is that too big?
No.
That might be too big, right?
No, it's not. It's Spider-Man eye.
Right? Good thing he hasn't discovered that you can actually eat these things. He's just been sitting there. Okay. Looks perfect, right? Is that good? Does it look too cross-eyed? Now I'm just gonna try to follow the lines of the mask.
Sunflower.
Okay, so Spider-Man, the original, I guess, is complete. And now Spider-Pig. So what I'm gonna do for Spider-Pig, since I just created it, this stencil, I'm just gonna use the cookie as my shape. Alright, Spider-Pig. And now I'm just going to the eyes again and the little nose. Oh,
You eat
does
it.
that looks about right.
See? I can't eat
Take it
it.
again. You can't eat it, no.
I can't eat a Spiderman.
You're eating the Spider-Man? That's for Logan's birthday. You gonna sing happy birthday to Logan?
Happy day, yeah. Happy day to Logan. Happy day to the man. Thank you.
Thank you. Use the straw and just made a little circle. Spider ham. What do you think, Dylan? So here they are, the cookie pops from the Spider-Verse. I don't know all their names. You have the Black Spider-Man, which is, I think, Miles. Yes, my husband is laughing at me. Gwen, yes. Spider-Ham. And then this is Spider-Man, the older version, right? And then Noir Spider-Man. So there you go. And then I made a number 7, because Logan is 7 with a little spider web. So get ready to go. So now I'm ready to assemble the cake and put the cookie pops that were beautifully completed. And I'm just eyeballing which sections I want. I want the Miles like as much as possible in the middle, kind of like he's the one that's shooting the web, and then everybody else in the surrounding areas at different heights and levels. So let's see. Okay, so I decided, yes, cookies are gonna stay, all of them. They look perfect. And then I'm just gonna use some of these gumballs and candy to adorn the bottom and make it more a little festive.
Buddy, you like it?
Yes.
Logan, you keep touching it.
Okay, Mama. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's Nina.
Everybody
I won. Happy birthday to you. Chinese
Now time for this mom to eat cake. And if you're ever wondering if red velvet cake and cannoli cream filling make a good combination, I highly recommend it. You can check out my cannoli cream filling recipe on my blog, simplymadefancy.com. And for the red velvet cake, I got it from the food channel. It's a Trisha Yearwood recipe. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and check out some of my other videos. See you next time.